Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. We're starting the week off on a very high note. Very, very high note. How are you folks doing out there? If I'm laughing too much this morning, y'all know the whole thing top to bottom. Y'all know the whole thing top to bottom. Y'all know how y'all fast already. Good. Patricia and Grace and Homie, Deborah. You see? Top to bottom, you know the whole thing. You haven't got Expo? Or as we say it in the vernacular, we left out the guy. Y'all know how we say in this country. Y'all in the Expo? The guy is too much for us. The guy is too much for us. Y'all in the Expo? Let's start the morning on a high note. A high note, a high note. You see, a high note. Margaret Nelson. Margaret, you know the whole thing top to bottom. How is Rio? How is Rio? You know? I understand why. A lot of things happened in Tiger Bay over the weekend. But I understand why one senior minister, you know, she said, look, past this, you know what it is to be in a government that is stressed out? Yeah, stressed out. You get the moat. You get the moat. You working hard. And you get the moat. Look, give me something, right? I understand it. You know, Priya came in this government looking one way. You know, look, I tried to shed a few prongs myself, you see. I trying to shed a few prongs. Every time the camera thing, I got to make a special effort. You know, and I'm pulling in for the wrong reasons. You know, Obama said famously, I took a puff, but I didn't inhale. I took a puff, I didn't inhale. You know, yeah, didn't inhale. How are you folks doing this morning? I hope you all starting this new week on a high note. It's Monday, the 17th of November. I think from the 15th, Maud and Alexis, you all could tell me, we say from the 15th of November, it's okay to say season's greetings. Right? It's okay to say season's greetings. Is it okay? Could I say season's greetings? Mandy Cummins and the other season's greetings. So we started the season on a high note. On a high note over the weekend, you know. But I noticed, look, let me start, and then we can come wrong. We can come wrong. Karen Mohammed, Karen Sindo. No to what, Karen? No to season's greetings. Right? Y'all see how the place getting dark fast? Coming out of Christmas. You know, that's how I love being Guyanese. I love it. We're beautiful and lovely and weird. You know? Yeah. You just shows the place dark. It's coming out to Christmas. You know, we ain't got no scientific something. It's a little craziness we got in blood. It's coming on to Christmas, you see. We gotta get a little craziness in with blood, you see. For people to unveil a plan for the bay. Nothing on paper. You just wake up and you feel a little you feel a little thingish. Model community in your skin. You don't got a budget item. Look, model community. They can say we come in here, we just clean the drain. Let's think of something quick. Model. That's why we say release the plan. You know, in Parliament, we say free up the thing, eh? We say free up the thing. We know prayer was with us in conscience and usage. We say free up the thing. The science has overtaken the stigma. Haven't I said that consistently? The science has overtaken the stigma. But contrary to win, them boys don't want to work with we. Contrary to win, them boys don't want to work with us. We say free. We know a lot of them over there. Bring it, bring it, bring it. You smoke, you don't. But nothing. As a matter of fact, bring something for me. You see the pitch me by this ministry of it? Bring some for me, God damn it. Folks, good morning. Hope that you guys are well, wherever you're joining us from. 7 minutes in, felt like 70. You know, how are you folks doing this morning? Happy and delighted to have all of you with us, wherever you're joining us from this morning, watching the notes here. Grateful to have all of you on the live. That's the warm-up. You know, that's the warm-up for you. You know, but I went on the Guy Expo. We coming around the time. Hold on. I'm a crack voice. Hold on. You see, I love going out. You know, I think I got a beautiful wife, inside and out, and I love going out. You know, we went out last evening. We went to Guy Expo. We went to the Expo. Took our little son with us. You might find something that interests him, right? The police give me the police. I'll give you a laugh just now. That little child, he's the third. All boys, you know, they say gotta be strong to make boys. You know, 3 boys in his skin. The girl has been elusive. It's not for the one to train, you know. It's not for the one to train. I always ask people who got a girl child. Like the Bens, for instance. The Ben just got a girl, right? They just had a girl. Our other friends, the Englishes, they got a girl. My friend Ricky, right? He got one girl. Drita got all the girls. It's not for the one trying. I ask people, how you do it? And wherever people tell me, that's why I'm telling you, Maxi is not for the one to train. People said drink granny backbone, capadula, you know, upside down. A number of mechanicians I have tried. A number of mechanicians, not for the one to train. Slow down. Moving on. Right? It's not for the one to train. Right? It's not for the one to train. It's not for the one to train. I'll give him some instructions here now. If that's how y'all doing, whatever people tell me, there's all kind of weird things. Some people say swing on this chandelier, you know, stamp on your hand, foot. All right, moving on. So I like going out. So we went on last night to the Expo. Met some beautiful folks. At the Expo. I just asked for some backup, yeah? The girl from 28 just came in. I just asked for some backup. So we went into the Expo. Had a great time. Met some of you there. And it's always great to see folks who you only see in the comment section. And then they meet you and said, guess who you're talking to? You know? And then you hear, oh, Beatrice is Yvonne, is Magnell. And so the Expo double as a meeting place for FYI in the ring in the ring guest. It doubled as that. Had a great time at the Expo. One of the things that piqued my interest is these modular homes that we saw, and we had a nice tour. Where do I have it? Can't ever find it. Yeah, we had a tour of these modular homes. We want to build a home for ourselves. We just want to build a home. We want to build a love. You know, you must call it your love home. Is that the right term? They say it's not love house. I think it's your love home. Y'all tell me if I get it right. Y'all right. I ain't firing on all 6 today or all 8. Y'all know. Y'all see me over the weekend. I was in bad company. Maxine says, keep trying, Sherrod, and just say girl, girl. I never get this one. All right, what time this show wrapping up? Watch this slow. What time this show wrapping up? Maxine say, keep trying to say girl, girl. I feel you on that one. I never get that one. You know, sometimes it's here. It's mental. Girl, girl, girl. Girl. Y'all see the wild mood I in this morning? Good morning, Yvette. Yvette Wolford. Good morning, Bandy. Right? Mandy got to come in here. Oh, I see. Yes. Mandy says, drink your wine in the opposite direction. I never drink. Folks, that's this show going down. So we saw this nice modular home. But the point I want to make here is the apprehension that we Guyanese have trying new things like this. Drink your wine in a different direction. Is the is the apprehension, because you know what? In us is either wood or it's concrete. Now, this wood part is interesting because I stood up with the folks in Barama last night, and I know in school, you know, the folks on here watching me, y'all would know, right? Y'all would know. Wallaba, Mora, Bora. Right? Andrew, you know you gotta be one of these kinds of woods. Wallaba, Mora, Bora, Green Heart, Purple Heart. My whole life, I know it's about 6, 7. I step in the Barama boot, and Barama set trout wood now. Look wood here, boy. So Guyana real blessed. Right? Guyana real blessed. We really gotta sell this to these other Caribbean countries and so on. Sell it to the world. You want wood? Come Guyana. You know, you want wood? I hear about some wood. I never heard about it in my whole life. We got wood every day in the year. Soft wood, hard wood. You know, we even got no wood. People know about this good. Right? Kwame. You even got Spishika. No wood. You know? If you see wood, Tracy. My God. But what interested me with these modular homes, you see, is the fact, we would say prefab. It looks like concrete, but they're durable too. What is important, you know, we see the turnover time, the scaling. They can do so many more houses. You know, wood takes a long time. You get good wood. That thing takes a long time. You understand me? The wood's strong. So it takes a while to, to build with wood. You know, for that wood stand up, that post there takes a long time. Concrete. But these guys partnering, I think it's 3 local companies. All right. This is the AHS group. These folks here understand. 3 companies came together and they are partnering with a US company, and they're doing these homes. Now, I went to my cousin's home in the US. She and her husband, the samples, they bought a home. If you see this size of this monstrosity, you know, it reminded me of my friend from where is he from? Connecticut? No, that's not Connecticut. Atlanta, Conyers. We went to see his home. If you make Jagdi look like nothing. Make Jagdi look like nothing. If you see this house, Guyanese brother, if you see this palatial, spatial dwelling, you know. But when my cousin took me around, I realized it's not wood like we know wood. You see, but it's so nice, it's sturdy. So I'm coming around to this idea. You see, I'm coming around. That's what attracted me to this home. The design is very nice. I like the design. You know, I want to talk to them some more. I didn't get around to costing. You know, didn't get around to costing. You know, yeah, but I like it. I like it. I like the style. I like the, you know, the thing looked nice. So I went around to different booths. One of the booths that attracted me, one of the areas that I shadow is home affairs. I shadow home affairs and housing for APNU. Those are my areas that I shadow. So when I went over to the home affairs booth, police and so on, home affairs all in one day, the folks were so gracious, you know. They were so gracious. They're happy to tell me, you know. They say, you see the thing, pre-acts in that place? Look, they were showcasing all these things you should stay away from. You know, the 100 strap, Molly done pop, the whole line of it, the chewables, the cookie, the, what do you call them? The whole classification of niceness. Everything they got in this, and they were so thing to walk us through, right? they were so thing to take us right through. Maxine says, share hole on the coffee, some bush. I think you must be right, you know. Maxine, the coffee must be hole along the nature, the bush, you see, let loose. But when I been over to the place there, the the home affairs booth there at Expo, the folks give me this this, you know, you have the fire extinguisher as we know them traditionally, like how we have the traditional home. Well, the fire extinguisher now in a balls, you know, they want balls now. They got the thing in balls now, you see. So instead of spraying, you can throw this ball. This thing on fire. You know, who can spray? Get the balls. You know. So they said the folks at the home affairs booth, they said Parliament look like it can be hot. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be incendiary. So they gifted me. Let me speak it. They gifted me this. This balling. The fire extinguisher. They said, Mr. Don't give anybody can put on the fire. We depend on you. So they give me. Like, every time you go to Parliament, you carry this. You carry this fire extinguishing ball. Carry your balls to Parliament, right? Trying to open the thing now. Look, I embarrass myself now. Trying to open the balls. They say you carry this every time you go, because we don't know what's gonna happen. They said things look hot. Things look hot in the Parliament. You see? They said carry your balls with you. Watch. Fire extinguisher. Somebody said critics. Somebody said board nest. They said carry your balls to Parliament. See? Because we don't know. Things are gonna be hot. I ready. I just want the government to know. I ready. Come through prayer. I got my fire extinguisher. Big. Yeah. I got the thing right here. The folks give me. Expo was lit. At least the home affairs booth was lit. When I passed through, lit. You know, everybody was so eager. Thanks, guys. They give me a couple other things. I'm not familiar to share that with you now. I'm sure it's Priya. So, you know, had a good time at the Expo. Did you guys go? You know, this is our country. This is our, you know, I pray we come to the point we say, oh, this is PPP, this is happening on you, break down on your thing. I want to know what's happening in Home Affairs. I went to talk to the people, ask them a couple of questions. I want to know what's happening in housing. And I was hoping to run into the minister, ask them a couple of questions right in this spot. That's why I submitted questions in National Assembly. You don't see them often. So, go to the parliament and so on. But, it's nice running into all of you who we met up at Guy Expo. Good entertainment, lovely people, and so on. Got in there, that traffic situation, though, the traffic. But all is well. I had a good time at the Guy Expo. Want to say congrats to one of our, yeah, come off the ball, man, please. Stop it. Maxine said, ball to your chest. Father of mercy. Went in the GPL. See some white double black out there too. Went in the GPL booth last night. See, I'll take. Yeah, how we coming? how we looking for this 50% reduction? Folks start smiling. Love me some Guyanese folks. I love me some Guyanese folks. And we're doing well all over. So, UG historian. My historian from UG used to be my lecturer. Who knows, again, could be. Dr. Melissa Eiffel. Dr. Melissa Eiffel did tutorials with me at UG. Certainly got some D's in there somewhere. I had, I'm seeing his face. Those of you who did history at UG, you did some other course in history as a part of it. Terence. What's his first name? Terence. I'm seeing his face. He was my lecturer, the main lecturer for history, and then Dr. Eiffel was the tutorial lecturer, for me, at least, right? Mr. Terence. I love those folks. Walked you through Guyanese history, walked you through Caribbean history. And what I found so interesting with Dr. Eiffel, she ain't got no textbook for do any, what do you call it, dictation, right? She didn't either. But Dr. Eiffel had this very conversational style. History for her was a conversation she's having with her class. I always loved that style of her. So you're taking your little notes and so on, but you're listening because it's a story she's telling and she's engaging you about Guyanese history. I love that way. Really and truly opened up the subject for you. Look, don't let my grade be a reflection of Mr. Terence or Dr. Eiffel. Don't let that D and so on, D minus, be reflective of, what I mean? They're great lecturers. I saw this historian now. She's one and award. Ernestine Adams. She won the Australian Society for the Study of Labor History. Right? And here is Dr. Ernestine Adams winning this coveted prize for her paper on women in British Guyana's prison. Now, you gotta do some real research for this. How the Australians can give you nothing easy? So there has to be a fantastic piece of scholarship there in that paper, right? And they're telling us here in the report that Dr. Ernestine Adams, her paper argued that colonial prisons exploited Africans and Indian women labor. Colonial prisons, this is her thesis, right? In this paper, exploited African and Indian women's labor, and that their stories have been overlooked. Their stories have been overlooked. We got some resilient women, man. Look, folks, I fix. We got this thing of race and all that we mix up in this place. I mean, I would like to be related to some, but all of we some mixed up, But I'm happy that with each new generation, we seem to be putting this whole issue of race behind us, putting this whole issue. And that's a good thing. You know, I see it often, I see it again today, that I want us to get to that place of an issues-based politics. You know, what's in your manifesto? You see, if we go to an issues-based politics, the folks in Tiger Bay, the plan for Tiger Bay, you're going to be saying, as we're saying, what the plan here, man? Huh? You don't budget for this thing. Budget for February. You wouldn't have to see it thinking. If you were so concerned with the state of Tiger Bay, since you've been in Tiger Bay in 2020, look how many budgets you have passed since then, Arfan. How come you're fact in Tiger Bay? You see, the promises got to be backed by policies. The promises got to be backed by the public purse. And as long as it is not there, they could promise you anything. If that is not backed by what you call a line item, you see, in the estimates, then it's just hot here. Sad to say. But before I digress or progress or segue, congrats to the good doctor for her scholarship. I want to recognize that. Dr. Ernestine Adams. I want to say congrats to her on her scholarship. You know, and this is what we say all the time, folks. Don't stay on Facebook all the time. The internet, thank God the man in charge who developed it, is a fascinating tool. And if you spend all the time only on social media, and even on social media, got some pages and some profiles that are very educational. So get in your little entertainment, right? But the infotainment, pay a high premium for that. Like our shows, pay a high premium for that. Spend some time there. That's why we encourage you folks to share the live, smash that emoji button so that others get valuable, incredible information as well. Look, we're on for about 27 minutes now. And believe it or not, 48 emojis, right? But you see nonsense? Oh my God. Like, share. We got turned that around. You see? That's why I wanted to highlight the work of Dr. Ernestine Adams. Right? So hopefully you pursue. I wonder if Doc got a book out there. If she got any essay available for public consumption. But we can only know that if you put in and look and, come off Facebook or what. You see? And pursue some academic nourishment. How was song there? Well, folks, the folks went down there to my God, Tiger Bay. The bay. You look at them photographs. Look at the photographs. Look at the photographs of the bay. To every one worker, you had 50 supervisors. Right? You'd see a man in the drain, and then you'd see supervisors. Right? That's how this works. Force under pressure. That's how public service under pressure. More supervisors than people getting the work done. Right? One man tell you, good sir, come back here, another one. Sit down. Another one says, stand up. Another one says, unplug the bulb. Another one says, no, put in this one. If you see supervisors, I see more people cooking than people cleaning. Right? I see more people taking photo ops of themselves. Look me by the part. I say, look story. But when you go down to the bottom of it, folks, I tell you, I want to start this new parliament coming in soft. I smile with ear from them. I watch them, and you see they're coming from 10 miles out. That's Jacqueline, Mandy, you in this business long enough. John Wolford, good morning. Everett and Joseph, you see them coming 10 miles out. No, look where Irfan living. right? It's one building practically separating Irfan from Tiger Bay. State House could practically be considered Tiger Bay. Practically be considered Tiger Bay. From State House, you got an empty lot there, then you got a canteen and something there, and then you got School of Nations. You're in Tiger Bay. You're in Tiger Bay. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. When Irfan wake up in the morning, if he's seen burial ground, I want to do a live from burial ground, you know what Irfan is see? Irfan don't see Tiger Bay. Irfan is see till up the highway. Till up the highway. This is 6 years into governance. Right? 6 years. You gotta wake up and see Tiger Bay. See, if you know by the girl in is Diamond? Yeah, that's not a story. When you wake up, you see Tiger Bay. He see the highway. Irfan started a pet project, a housing project called Silica City, a whole city. It is one of the most opaque. Is that the right word for like murky, cloudy? One of the most opaque housing development. Billions has been poured into Silica City, but Tiger Bay City right in front. Silica City is somewhere up the highway. Silica City is not scrutinized by the Auditor General, by Parliament, by nobody. Billions and billions of dollars has been poured into Silica City. Where Irfan want to live when he come out the presidency, he and his friends them. Far away from y'all. Far. And now, after we started push back, after you clean the drains, what? People still living in less than acceptable condition. You see? After you clean the drains, what? And so now they pull this thing out from a hat. Like a magician pulls a rabbit or a spliff from a hat. Oh, you want to make Silica City a model community. But where's the plan? Unless Irfan is gonna bankroll this, you know, he's another billionaire. Unless Irfan's gonna bankroll this, is the public gonna be paying for it? Where is the plan? Right? There is nothing in the 2025 budget for this scale in Tiger Bay. And just last week, to show you, Jagyo was talking about what's in budget 2026. What's in budget 2026? He mentioned Tiger Bay once. He mentioned it once. You know, what you'll see, we could take you back to just before the 2023 local government election. Right? And we'll show you all the promises. Just like now, we'll show you all the promises. Still unfulfilled. Still unfulfilled. You see? What's the plan? What is the plan? You know? You see, then go silent now. This is the part that we got to demand more. You see? And not just the physical plan. Because if you put people with old attitudes in new dwellings, so you have to have a comprehensive, holistic plan for economic upliftment, for our youth, for our women, right? Security. And we ain't talking about gentrification. We ain't talking about gentrification yet. I remember a couple of years ago, I stopped in by my father's relatives in Brooklyn. You're going to tell me it's Brooklyn, because y'all know I know the real estate. I don't want to embarrass myself. But where they got the brownstones, is that Brooklyn? And they were telling me that Caucasians are now moving into the brownstones. There's a housing area, right? Pushing the property value up. And then when the people living there now can't pay the rent and so on, these new hikes in rent and so on, because businesses coming back to the area and so on, they're being pushed out. So while it might work good for one set of people, the people who were there initially, stuck through the difficult times, being pushed out now. Could we have the conversation? I saw some you saying, while we lighten up the things, we gotta watch the embers and them people title and transport and so on. So, but these are discussions we have to have as a people. And I don't expect you to rant about. Bring the plans, man, to a public consultation. Maybe that is what yesterday should have been about. Right? How are we going to maintain the cleanliness? We've seen this movie before. We have seen it before, ladies and gentlemen. So I was in Expo over the weekend, as I said to you. I went by the Expo. See? I went by the Expo. I took the old girl. Had a bite afterwards. Wanted to support some young people who just started a business. I want to continue to support the small businesses in this country. That's a passion of me. You know, and to see people move. Small, medium. You see? And then you go up now. As far as your dreams, resources allow you, grow. So we went out and support a small business. But I was in Linden over the weekend as well. And got a chance to catch up with some of my colleagues there, the new mayor of Linden, Mayor Blair, and the member of parliament, right? Recent past, Mayor Sharma Rahim Solomon. You know, before we run out of time this morning, I want you to join to that discussion I had. Just catching up with the new mayor, Dominic Blair. And as I always say, you remember we were talking the other day of looking for people in other people? Don't look for Sharma and Dominic. Allow Dominic to become his own person, to bring his own signature on the mayorship. Remember I tell you, don't look for Sonia in Priya. And don't look for Priya in Sonia. You know? Don't do it. You'll be disappointed. So here is the new mayor of Linden, Dominic Blair, over the weekend. We just sat down briefly and I shot a couple of questions at him, you know, how things are going, how they're going, and so on. Take a listen to some of that discussion.
Council for their support. I must have the council for their support. I had 2 caucuses with them over the past week. I want to say our work continues as a council. Our work continues as a council for the next few days until there's local government elections. I must say, outside of we have met as a council. We have looked at a couple of things because our work still continues as a council. We have looked at 2 of the issues heading to this December month, which is vending and the Linden Town Week. These are 2 things we are dealing with as a council outside of others' complaints. It's good that you caught me on a Saturday. I'm about to head in the fields. Most weekends I find myself in the fields addressing different issues with councillors, so we could have bring those complaints, those different issues to council, so it could be looked at.
Yeah. So, I was caught up in what you're saying. You did say you all have been caucusing. As much as you can tell us, because we fast. What have you guys been talking about?
Well, we were mostly talking about the way forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like we must say congratulations to MP Solomon. Um, the work still continues. We have a mandate that we were elected to serve the people of Linden, and we will continue to serve. Um, our conversation is about serving, nothing outside of serving. How we could help our different constituency, how we could help our community, how could we help Linden. That is our main concern right now as a council. So when we sit as a council, is to articulate on our vision for this community, for this town. Just like I said, some of the things outside of the two burning issue, Tongue Week and Christmas vending, we were looking at different solutions within different communities, which is garbage is one of the burning issue within this community. We're trying to look at solution to at least alleviate waste management within this community. We're looking at the different committees, where the work drives the agenda of the council. So we're looking, like, for instance, in our security committee, we're looking at ways to enforce, new ways to enforcement within the council. In our admin committee, we're looking at ways to improve administration. We're looking at building and works. In building and works, we look at some of the infrastructure work being done within the community. Also, we're looking at some of the illegal vending and illegal buildings within our community. These are things we're looking at in the works committee. We have the environmental committee, where we look at things like because I was previous chair of environmental. We look at, and that is a committee deal with garbage waste management. Also, we look at different environmental hazards within the community. I know right now in the environmental committee, we're looking for a new dump site, because right now the dump site at Blue Lake is currently considered tourist destination. So we want to move the dump site and look for an area that is suitable for garbage dumping. We look at market and open space, and that's where the vending, when it comes to Christmas vending, comes at. We look at the different issues within the market. I know recently we have done a visit to the WAF area, where we noticed a number of issues, and we are hoping to address that as a council to bring relief to those vendors on the WAF. We have a number of issues to look at the markets. The markets, this one's Mackenzie, Wismar. We are allowed breaking into against security. We want to continue to advocate for safety in those areas. Let me see if I missed any committee. Anyone? The social committee, the very impactful committee that deals with most social activity within our town. Town Week falls on the social committee. Last year, you have known, last year we had an issue that caused bring Tongue Week to kind of a pause, because of the issue with young Ronaldo Peters. It was around the same time as Tongue Week. And so this year we're hoping to have a fantastic,
yesterday.
Yes, but this year we're hoping to have a fantastic Tongue Week. The plans are great. In the new week, the council is planned to start this through the committee, meet with different promoters, so we could, because our approach is to have those same promoters to now be given authorization to host the events last year, because they have made so many investments last year, and because of the issues happening within the Tongue Week period last year, we wanted this year to ensure that we look out for the people, because our main focus is to ensure that in good governance and ensure that look out for the people of our town. And they invested last year, and this year we want to ensure that they have first preference in promoting their event. So look forward. I hope to see you in Linden, Sherrod.
I hope you'll be here. Sounds excited already. Exciting. Dominic, what are those issues? Because you called so many, a comprehensive list there. What are those you would say as the new mayor that are important to you? Because you might be passionate about from that long list.
Very good question, Sherrod. All the issues
Let's
are
put you on the
very
spot.
important. No, all the issues are very important issues to me. Waste management is one of the burning issue we're trying to alleviate as a council because, and I want persons to understand that, and at some time we have to have a conversation about increase of tax because, I want to pay keen, close attention to our finance committee because I want persons to understand the council is revenue generated. So we have to generate our own revenue. So finance plays a critical role. And we have persons paying as much as low as $500 for written tax for a whole year. I want the residents to understand. You divide $500 times 12 months over a year period and see what are you actually giving to the council. So over the next couple of months, I want us to have community meetings to deal with tax, to deal with not really raise a tax, but I have through the 28 to 1 card something called environmental levy, so we could utilize that. And you were past deputy mayor, so you were very aware what I'm talking about. So I want us to engage community because we believe in good governance, we believe in consultation. And that's a part of a consultation. We can have a conversation because if we are to give the community efficient service, we must look at financing. These things come with operational costs because persons asking, the council doesn't come into my community often, but look at the rates and tax that you're paying to the council. And in this day, we have to have an honest conversation. We have to have an honest conversation going forward so we can provide those services. And I think one of the mandate in the first council meeting is to having us look at that, to look at those taxes so we can provide the services to the community. And that is our main goal.
And you probably think that is so important now because of the fact that you've lost the revenue for the bridge.
Exactly.
Has the government been engaging the council since then? I know the vice president has said that they were going to engage the council. Has that happened?
Unfortunately, no. This is a question I raised at one of the finance committee. Unfortunately, no. And should I be quite honest? We were going to pursue it at our last finance committee, but again, we have someone placed as the chief administrative officer for this town, and his sole duty is to just antagonize this council. He walked out the last finance meeting. I want persons to understand that why finance is important. We wanted to have the administration engage the minister of finance, a different ministry, because it has to come to the administrator level. We will utilize our office because the council has to work in one the administrative arm and the policy arm. We at the policy level, we want to put a policy in place so we could ensure that we could look at different ways and means to garner those lost revenue. And he continues. I don't really want to get into it much because we're still focused on serving the people. There's one of the issues. I've then wrote the minister on this matter of his attitude. I know the previous mayor also have wrote many letters concerning the behavior of this individual. But we're steadfast and we're committed to the people of Linden, and we will continue to advocate and look after their interests. And for those last revenue on the bridge, it has hurt the council significantly. We are already short of staff. We might be looking at downsizing over the next months. We have to look at it as a council because how are we going to tell families that that today is going to be a last day? And when somebody doesn't understand that we're here to serve the people, it puts us in a position because that finance committee is a very critical committee, and it's critical to the fact that it actually overshadows most of the other committee because everything in this day we need finances. But we will still continue to pursue. I would use the office that I'm given to engage the different, the relevant ministries, authorities, so we could bring a solution to this matter.
Yeah. Have you had a chances yet in this new portfolio to engage the new Minister of Local Government on any of these issues?
No, I have not gotten.
These are the early days. So.
I know these are early days, yes. But what I have done, the council have requested a meeting with her so we could have a conversation on what is going on, a first-hand conversation, so we could look the minister in her face and tell her this is the facts, this is reality we are facing as a council. But we have not gotten responses yet. But I've then written her for an engagement.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else you want to talk to us about that's happening? I mean, we just wish you the best. We're happy that you all are. The council is working. You all are pushing the issues out there, and the folks of Linden are responding.
Yes. Only I would know before. I know the community is. I want to before closing. Look, the community is eager to know what are the plans, because Tongue Week is something that is so deep rooted in this community. I know one of the questions is asked is what is going on with Tongue Week. Tongue Week is in process and planning. As you know, we have a head of administrative arm is trying to be real what the council plan is, but that would not stop the council. So persons who are listening, I want persons to understand, and persons who are overseas or diaspora, Tongue Week is still on. Soon, launching date will be issued publicly. So pay attention to the different platform of councillors, and you will get the relevant information needed. In closing, I have known they have issues within different constituencies when it comes to lights. I want to urge residents.
And water too, I'm told.
Oh yes, yes, the water issue. I will mention that briefly, but the problem with lights within the community. Yes, the council have some lights. I want to urge residents to, if you have an issue with lights, you could engage your councillor for your area. Chronicle the lantern post number, so that council brings that information to council, so we could have those information go through the proper process, so you could have lights. We don't have 1 million lights, but it will based on different
health needs of that community.
Yeah, needs of that community in that region, because we know some communities high risk when it comes to robberies and to that effect. So we want to ensure those areas, those communities have proper illumination. Outside of that,
I should have asked you. It slipped me whether the council is preparing for budget 2026. Whether you guys are in that mode.
So that's a great question, and that's why I want to bring up again about the finance committee. We were looking at the budget. The last finance meeting that the chief administrative officer walked out on. We wanted to start budget conversation. We have heard, I've not seen a correspondence as yet that $50 million is allocated to the council. But these are the questions I want to ask. How do we draft our craft our budget if it's around $50 million or around $18 million? These are the questions I want to know, because I've not seen a correspondence. The vice president made an announcement. Now we got to know how we craft our budget, what the community needs, because we have to look in budget. We want to do community consultation. Like I just told you, in the coming days, we want to consult in the community on different things on rates and tax. And this is one of the things I want to engage the community on budget, on what you want to see in your community. It shouldn't be what the mayor, exactly what his one person, but what the community wants. Because we have been promoters, APNU, as the party that I am from, that we have always promote good governance, and good governance is a part of consulting the community on what their needs.
Excellent. Sounds as though you have your hands full. Let us leave you be. I know that a busy schedule. But we're going to come back and talk perhaps about another hat I see you wearing at the regional level. But we're going to save that for another thing.
Yeah, Sarah, once again, thanks for having you in Linden.
It's always good to be here.
It's
good to be home.
Yes, I'm so excited for you to hear.
Home for the holidays.
Yes, so I want to because I don't know if I will be on the program for the rest of the year, because I know you're new.
As long as we're invited back, we're gonna come back.
So I want to listening to you. Wish you all the best season greetings. Wish you all the best. Happy New Year. And again, may God bless each and every one of you that listen to this program. Thank you, Sharon.
All right, so that was Mayor Dominic Blair. They bring us up to speed with some of the work of the council, and that's why we're going to continue to engage them to keep you guys abreast as to what they're doing. Before we run off and leave you guys today, saw that the police have put a plan in place for Christmas. They got a lot of bicycle police on Sheriff Street in particular. Saw this photograph over the weekend. It's interesting because none of the policemen are wearing helmets, Maybe we could start there for the safety of our policemen. I always say to people when they come in the car, they sometimes put the seatbelt behind them. They click it in, but they put it behind them. I say, well, that's actually for your safety. It's not just for cosmetics. It's actually for your safety. It's not to try to smart the police or anything like that. So I think we could put it on. So let us put on our helmets. I try to wear my helmet when I'm riding too. And maybe in that way we could lead by example. But good initiative. Good initiative. We got to keep securing our citizens. Still want to get to the bottom of what happened there actually on Regent and King Street with the mobile gas station, that explosion there. They seem to have gone quiet on the case. They said we're looking for motive. And I hope this doesn't go as one of those things that just disappear, never come to a conclusion. If we're rescuing the city, maybe we should start at security in a meaningful way. Let us get some helmets for our police officers, please, who are going to be on these bicycles. We could start leading by example. It's for their safety, actually. It's not just for fashion, Not just a fashion statement. Maybe we could start there. Maybe we could start there. All right, we're going to leave it there, folks. We're going to leave it there this morning. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks to the Mayor of Linden for sparing us the time for that quick catch up. We're going to leave it there, folks. We're going to see you guys at the other end of the day. I think tonight we're going to hear from MP Sharma Solomon on the ground there, because we did talk a little bit about Bamia Primary School that was featured in with the other general's report 2024. The Bamia Primary School still unfinished. We're going to talk about that tonight. So see you guys on that side of the day. Have a fantastic day. You all stay safe. Stay safe. Please have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining us, all of you folks. Mandy and Nair and Edward and Savage and Net and Yvonne and Rena. Janice, we see you there as well. We're going to leave it there, folks. Have a great morning.